drinks in my right, 100 proof in my cup. Whiskey rich and that's the crew I know. We drink some, then we bring some, then we watch.
What's up, renters? So we got good news. I got rid of the family minivan that we've had for about 6 years. We were having issues with it, and I was like, I need something that's gonna be able to tow the Lincoln. So we went and got a new toy. It does have a few things wrong with it. We'll go over that. But instead of getting another minivan for the whole family, I figured I'd get something that can be a two-in-one. One that we can, go places in as an entire family, and one that I can use to haul the Lincoln around, considering how heavy it is. But let's go take a look at that. Okay, this is the 1992 F350 we picked up. Starting the engine bay. As far as the hood goes, along that edge, especially over there, it's rusted out. The lift arm, that needs to be replaced. The spring here is no longer in. I thought I saw one in the back. Maybe I can put that one back on. I disconnected the horns because it's a Ford. You know how they're sensitive horns just will honk on every turn. So we're gonna set up a special button for that. Get rid of the original Ford design, go with something else. Let's hit the rest of the truck. Oh wait, this is a 7.5 liter. This isn't a diesel, it's a gasser, the big block. I do have a Ford 400 and the Lincoln that we have inside the garage. So if anything, worst come to worst, this were to go out, could always put that 400 in here and work on this, or vice versa. Another major issue was this here. Looks like it's just the outer edge, but we may be able to find a driver fender, swap it out, or we can cut this out, put a new piece in there, or just find a fender and cut this part and re-weld it, make it easier. Disconnect there. Looks like this is disconnected. Cut there, like I said, weld it. There's a small dent here in the door, can knock that out. Another major issue is the bed, rusted, crumbling. We're gonna have to take this fender off and redo that. It's disgusting. Gotta patch up this fiberglass fender, so we'll take these off as well. Patch everything up. Like I said, we may replace this bed. If you can see, that's the bed rusted out. Maybe we take off that inner liner and weld a new piece in. Get some sheet metal welded in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We can try to pull this dent out. Open it up. Open it up here and try to bang this out, or use the hydraulic press if we buy one. Bang that out, straighten it out, or just replace the whole tailgate. Got a dent here on the bumper. Now this will need major repair, so we'll have to definitely take this off, throw some more fiberglass on there, patch it back up, make it stronger, or as strong as the fiberglass will allow us. That may be the next small project we have. Still got a little bit of fiberglass matting from the sunroof we did. Should be enough for this. Other than that, this side looks pretty good. I do want to sand it all back down and prime it like how we did the Bug. Might have to take these badges off. Already coming off. Yep, sand it down, prime it, and then we are going to respray this like royal blue, a deep blue with the metal flake in it. Being from Texas, we got to put that metal flake in. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts for me. On the inside, it's not too bad on the inside. Seats look good. We've already put the car seat in, went for a drive, went to the beach in it. The guy who brought it from put an American flag up there. But like I said, the seats don't look too bad. There's a small rip there. It was missing this this plastic trim. Just fine. Find another one or build a custom one. Didn't come with the door speakers. That's fine. You can put some new ones. Probably go with CT sounds. The doors themselves are a little busted. I had to rewire the whole car. This is how they wired everything, and if you wire like this, please stop. Do it right, or don't do it at all. But these shitty wrappings and not shrink wrapping it properly, I don't even remember what this was too. But I cut a couple pieces out. So once we go to rerun these door speakers, may reuse this piece. Front seat's a little torn up. It's nothing too bad though. Back's in good shape. This isn't too bad. Same thing, doors busted there. Here, I think down on the bottom we had Wrong screws. This is broke. You can always find a replacement. I want to change the interior color anyhow, like we do with the we're gonna do with the other two vehicles. The dash is pretty good. There's a small crack there, I guess, from when they try to pull this part out. Aftermarket radio. It's not too bad. Got a crack there on the dash. That could easily be fixed. Everything else looks fine. Like I said, I had to redo a bunch of wiring. Because they had an aftermarket alarm system, and they tapped into a bunch of stuff, especially down here. Get out and show you. Oh. So they tapped into the main harness for the ignition, tapped into a bunch of it. So I came back in and cut out what we didn't need. And they soldered it. I will say that they did solder it, but cut what we didn't need out and try to shrink wrap as much as I could. Towards the end, I kept breaking some of the tabs in the female end where these connectors would tap into, so I just taped these last two I was running through the fuse panel because we had an electrical issue. I did not have lights coming down from where we picked it up. We picked this up in Quantico, and the whole way down, luckily it was daytime, so we really didn't need like my lights as much as I used them. Stayed in one lane particularly as much as I could, and didn't change lanes too often. I did have a buddy trail behind me, so it wasn't that much of an issue. But the culprit for me was the, where is it at? The e-brake. The e-brake cable was causing us to have an issue with turn signals. Don't know why, but those turn signals came back as soon as I disconnected this. So we will have to either replace this entire e-brake cable right here and figure it out. Hopefully when we plug it back in, the turn signals stay. The e-brake is just, it's not on at all. Doesn't even, not hooked up. Don't know what this is connected to, but I still gotta find that. Might be like an OnStar or something. Oh yeah, it's a mic, so they can, not an OnStar, like a wireless hands-free in a 92. So yeah, I just gotta put all that back. I gotta actually put it back today. Put this back on. So we had to rerun a lot of these wires so that way it was ran correctly, tied in correctly, wasn't just butchered. But another issue we had was I have this piece. I took this piece off, but this floor pans, always fun. Did the Lincolns, I'll be able to do these, no issue. Well, maybe some issue, I don't know, we'll see. We'd have to pull this carpet back some and clean it all up, cut it out, see exactly what we need. but like I said, it shouldn't be too hard. Did the Lincolns, and they hold my body weight and the buddy's body weight, and I'm 200 plus pounds. Carpet's not too bad. I do want to either take it out and pressure wash it, let it dry out, because it has a weird smell. It's not like a mold, but it's not like, I don't know, it's something like an old man. Pretty gross. Still gotta find where those wires run to. Look at the schematics again, figure out if they're needed. If not, I'm gonna either cut them or tuck them. And then the infamous steering wheel, sloppy loose play. I was expecting that from a 92, but the internals in here broke off, and look at that, broke, just completely broke. So we're probably gonna replace this and fix that. If not, we're just gonna leave it as is, and every time I use the turn signal, I just got to remember to pop it back up, because the mechanism that's used in here to do so broke. But when I was running through the turn signal issue, I was going through everything, from the fuse panel. Started at the fuse panel, chased wires, pulled this off, checked connections, nothing worked. Changed blinkers, nothing worked. And then, like I said, disconnected the e-brake, and it worked. The only downside now is I don't have an e-brake. Luckily, I park on the street, so there's no real issue for it to roll away or out of the driveway. But like I said, all the internals on this broke, so when we turn, you hear a bunch of funky stuff. It's hot. Yep, like I said, it's pretty much it. The bed's the big issue. We have a lot of body work to either do or to replace the bed. Another major issue we had, I forgot to mention, was the fuel tank. The rear fuel tank had a leak. We drove all the way from Quantico. Like I said, had no issues with fuel as far as like I wasn't losing fuel as along the way, wasn't dripping out. But when we stopped, we got home and the fuel got a chance to return, noticed two things. One, the tank was leaking, saw where it was coming from, and then two, the fuel pump module had to have gone bad because the selector valve was open, allowing fuel to flow into that rear tank from the front. We ran off the front only, doing 60-70 miles down Virginia highways. No issues there. Also, the what else? Oh, the tank straps were rusted, and well, one of the tank straps was rusting, was hitting the tank where it was resting, so it was chafing, created a small pinhole. And like I said, every time we stopped, fuel was getting returned into the rear tank and just spilling everywhere on the ground. For the first like 2 weeks, I had a bucket underneath the truck to catch whatever fuel anytime I used it. Did go to the beach a couple times, and then the same thing, just put the bucket under there whenever we came back home. But we removed it, took it out, blocked up the line so that way no fuel would get pushed back, and then installed a 38 gallon. So we got a video for that coming out. Full process from removing it to hooking up fuel lines, because we're gonna run a external sump fuel line setup. So we ordered a fuel tank, ordered the sump setup, and ordered the fuel lines, so that way we can run fuel filters, fuel pumps, so connect directly into the original lines. We went with Evo Energy. Yeah, we went with the 2 filters, so that way we had double filtration. Like I said, we bought a bunch of AN fittings, hoses, off of Amazon, but they were sold from Evo Energy. A couple of them were other brands, so hopefully they hold up. But like I said, we got a whole video showing the process, building the kit up, the fuel lines up, hooking them up, and then the straps. We got some more spray paint, some Tropical Glitz cans. Wanted to test out a blue for the truck, and also wanted to test out a gold. I have some more gold, and I have a little bit more of that Loki green that we sprayed on the valve cover for the Lincoln, and I want to test it out on a piece of metal. So we'll see what that looks like. May do a quick video on that. And then alright, so I also forgot to mention one of the other electrical issues that we had, aside from the turn signals, was the marker lights. You know, when we pull the light switch out, you know, your roof lights and your mark. I checked wiring to see if there was a short somewhere in the wirings that I can see. The one thing I did see in the rear end was the trailer harness was butchered bad. The way they, like I said, the way they tied it in, just poor connections, shitty connections at that. So I cut it out. Well, I didn't cut it out. I cut it out afterwards. But the culprit for it was the tow relay. I'm gonna buy a relay and see if that relay itself is what was wrong. But I pulled the tow relay since, one, I'm not towing right now, and when I did, the marker lights, the headlights, they worked as they were supposed to. Pull them out, pull the switch out, push it back in, lights go off, normal. I did swap a different relay from a different spot into it. Issue followed. So it to me, it's I'm seeing that it's the relay connector or something that was tied into the switch back there, or into the harness back there. Cut everything out that I didn't need. I don't care for that. I'm gonna set up a kill switch, probably a dual kill switch. You need both of them turned on in order to take the truck. So the only way you're gonna be able to seal it is if you fucking tow this. So one more, on top of the turn signals, on top of the marker lights not going out, another issue that tied into the turn signals was the radio and the AC. So they would work in accessory mode. We'd have it, you know, the switch kick back, or right before we turned it on, and windows would work. AC, I could turn it on, radio would play. But the minute I kicked it over into start, the 3 systems died, or 4 systems. So windows, AC, radio, turn signals all died. And like I said, once I disconnected that e-brake connector, everything came back. I could turn it on, I'll get radio. I thought it was aftermarket radio, so I initially started there, started following lines, and that's when I noticed the aftermarket alarm system, a Python system. So that's why I started cutting everything. When everything was removed, and I read the schematics, and it showed that everything was back where it was, or the way it was supposed to, my issue still persisted. So checked, like I said, fuses from the fuse box, chased wires, nothing worked. But I did have a rear ABS. No, not rear ABS. I had a brake light on, and I disconnected that. Those issues went away. So I'm gonna check why that brake light came on and try to get that addressed. But I just wanted to mention that part of the AC radio windows internal signals not working when in run was due to my rear brakes, or my e-brake being plugged in. So we disconnected it. Every issue went away. Catch y'all next time.
Break some, but we don't fold. From a tear down to a build-up goal. Keep on sipping, keep on wrenching, keep on sipping, keep on wrenching. We don't give up, we don't let go. Keep on sipping and watch it roll. Boat by boat, we bring it back. Bring rooftop to pan.